All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. First Alert Meteorologist Eric Burke with you. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Just after 10:30, thanks for joining us for a Weather Extra. Yeah, weekend, it was hot. I was actually up in Kentucky visiting my in-laws there, and it was just as hot there, maybe 1 or 2 degree difference. But yeah, the heat is definitely going to be the big story. We've got First Alert weather days for today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I know it's almost August. We're kind of in the heart of summer here, and we've had some brutal stretches of heat and humidity, but these next couple of days are certainly going to feel different, and we're just literally giving you the alert that, hey, don't do anything too strenuous during the late morning, afternoon hours. Just take care of yourself. Don't forget about your pets. And of course, as always, check on your elderly neighbors. Hopefully that air conditioner of yours at home is working, doing its thing, and keeping you cool. But yeah, some brutal days coming, especially tomorrow. Tuesday, I think, might be the worst day that we've seen so far this summer. That's if the forecast verifies, which it usually does. So getting to your 10-day forecast, we're already seeing some isolated showers, and we had a few showers popping up in Middle Tennessee during the end of the morning newscast, about 6:50-ish or so this morning. We had the first activity showing up on the radar. Some of you might see some showers through the rest of the afternoon. Should be fairly isolated in nature, but that's the only way you're going to cool down today until the sun goes down, and even overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, we only fall into the mid to upper 70s. Brutal heat and humidity if you don't see any rainfall today and tomorrow. And we're actually probably pretty close to the cusp of being under an extreme heat warning versus just a heat advisory. So that's the next tier, I guess, of warnings from the Weather Service, the extreme heat warning. And I think the criteria for that, your heat index has to be around 110 or hotter for a certain amount of time. Now, by Wednesday, I think we start to see more scattered showers and storms popping up as we go through that afternoon and evening time frame. It's not all bad news, though, on your 10-day. I know the start to our work week, not fantastic. 3 First Alert weather days for extreme heat and humidity. But look at those mid-80s. I'm not saying it's going to feel like a fall day by any means, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with the amount of rain cooled air we'll have across the area, more cloud cover, a little dip in the jet stream, all those ingredients together, at least enough to give us a little reprieve from the heat and humidity, and things will actually be below average. And we actually have a couple 80-degree days into next week too. But unfortunately, that's the week that a lot of our students are going back to the classroom. So there's your 10-day forecast. We'll get back to that here in a little bit. Looking at our radar here, we've got some showers popping up over parts of northwest Alabama into Lauderdale, Colbert, into Lawrence County. A couple sprinkles moving into parts of northern Marshall County, southeast Madison County. Just very, very isolated in nature, just going with that 30% chance of seeing a shower or storm popping up today. But actually pretty decent coverage right now in parts of Lincoln County, up there into Moore, Lynchburg, and into Franklin County. Actually driving back from Lexington there yesterday, went right through Winchester, such a nice downtown area they have there, and then hopping along 64 and then dropping into Madison County. Winchester and also Fayetteville kind of have that similar downtown square feel, but those are 2 great towns, and happy that we have them right there in our backyard. Now, a little farther off to the south and southeast, mentioned some showers moving out of southeastern Madison County into parts of Marshall County. Couple hit and miss showers. Looks like they're departing DeKalb County and heading into parts of Cherokee County. And then over our western counties, Colbert and Lauderdale there, into parts of northeast Mississippi, just a little bit of shower activity. No thunder, no lightning yet. That will probably change as we go through the rest of the afternoon into the evening, but the coverage won't be any more, I think, than what we're seeing right now. We do have a heat advisory, not just for today, but goes through 9 o'clock Tuesday evening. So 2 days, probably being extended into Wednesday, at least for some counties, not all. And again, the Weather Service, as of last night, they were kind of mulling over the idea of, do we need that extreme heat warning for Tuesday? The numbers are awfully high, but again, I don't know. There's very specific criteria. But tomorrow does look worse than today. And I've been outside today, and it's not all that pleasant. Just keep doing what you're doing. Use good common sense, good judgment. Drink a lot of water. Try and avoid too many caffeinated beverages. I'm not going to say don't have that sweet tea or don't have a soda. Just try and limit it a bit more than you would. And if you do work outside, you know the drill by now. Drink lots of water, find some shade, stay cool, drop into the air conditioning when you can. I mentioned this morning during the newscast, I said, hey, I bet by about 10 o'clock we already have that feels like temperature in the triple digits. Well, I looked at 10:01 and we already had a couple triple digits, and we still do at this time. 10:38 feels like 102 in Pulaski, 100 in Athens, 100 Huntsville International Airport, Albertville at 100, and we've got mid to upper 90s just about everywhere else. So it's going to be a brutal day, no way around it. Heat index there in pink continuing to warm into about the 103 to 107 range. I think that's what we'll go with for today. For your Tuesday, I think we'll be more 105 to 110, which is really unfortunate. I know we've had a couple of days with the heat index topping out around 109 degrees, but that's just brutal. It's uncomfortable. Feels like you're walking into a furnace when you step outside. And the bad part of things, well, this is what happens tomorrow. Looks like the heat index could be at 110 for you in the Shoals, 107, 108. We're going to be in that vicinity. Not much wind tomorrow either. Wind out of the northwest, maybe 3 to 7 miles per hour. So this is the reason for the first alert weather days. I know we've had hot days so far. It probably gets a little repetitive to you. But when you string together multiple days, heat-related illness becomes more and more common. We've got triple-digit feels-like temperatures on Wednesday. I just think Wednesday by the afternoon, we do see a bit more scattered shower and storm coverage, and that's going to essentially bring in some rain-cooled air, knock down our temperatures and our feels-like temperatures too. Checking a couple of your comments. Deborah wishing Tammy a happy birthday. Tammy, I don't see your comment. Maybe I just missed it there, but happy birthday, Tammy, and hello, Deborah, again. Thanks for joining us for Weather Extra here. We do have visitors. They were there this morning. I think they got in late last night on the Tennessee River on a little bit of a river cruise, but that is the American Symphony. I know I've looked this up before in the past, but just kind of makes the trip up and down the Tennessee River, and probably very cool. I looked into the costs. Seems a little expensive, but if that's your thing and you're retired or just want to do something and take in the Tennessee River, American Symphony, that's a good option for you. But I think they're going to depart sometime later on this afternoon. But we always love to see the boats popping up, the river boats, if you will, in the River City on our Fly HSV Delta Cam. So isolated showers out already. Probably expecting a few more storms popping up as we go through the afternoon and evening. At some point, we should hit about 94 degrees. Cloud cover continuing to push in. We're partly, even mostly cloudy from time to time. But we've got a west-northwest wind about 3 to 7, maybe gusting up to 10. This is your typical summertime, late July forecast here with those isolated showers and storms expected over the next several hours. Of course, I'll have a look at the radar during Tennessee Valley Living at 11 with Peyton Walker, and also your newscast at noon with Gina Benitez. Here's your wind. West-northwest, 5 to 7 miles per hour. Just said that, maybe some gusts to 10. At least the air is moving a bit. We've got that at least, that there's a little bit of a breeze out there. Not enough to cool you down much, but at least that air is moving. It's not just hot, stagnant air. All right, the rest of today, I think we see more clouds building in, is what we've seen the past couple of days. You just mostly sunny early. Then we get hotter, more cumulus clouds start to build in, but we are anticipating those isolated downpours and even a few storms. And actually the model here, Future Radar, getting a little bit more aggressive with the coverage, especially for our western areas. Will be interesting to see if that pans out a little bit. I really anticipate more isolated coverage, but it could be going with some of the disturbances that are off to our northwest and maybe thinking we get some kind of an outflow or a gust front coming from that. That would be the trigger for showers and storms. Things should wrap up. There is a chance of maybe seeing a stray shower or storm later this evening, but should be quiet overnight with mainly clear skies. If you see rainfall today, you'll likely see some fog for your Tuesday morning drive. Enjoy these morning commutes because before you know it, school buses back on the roads next week, the school drop-off lines, all the joys of that, and with kids going back to school and just the increased traffic volume. Now, this is definitely more aggressive with rain and storm coverage for Tuesday. We're keeping Tuesday mostly dry. I think by Wednesday, we definitely have a chance of seeing more scattered, kind of numerous rain showers and storms developing. That would start to effectively knock down our temperatures. And then we actually have a wetter, more unsettled pattern coming as we go through the day on Thursday. Scattered rain showers may be becoming a bit more widespread or numerous in nature. A couple storms in the mix too. Not necessarily talking about severe weather, but heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning. And then even Friday looks to bring some periods of showers and storms too, potentially even carrying over into the weekend. But we could thank that rainfall, and it's going to knock down our temperatures. We finally get some below average temperatures. You look at the rainfall across the southeast part of the U.S., probably 1 inch to 2 inches or so. Now this is all the way from today, Monday, through Sunday night. So if you see one of those storms that produces 2 inches of rain in an hour, obviously you're going to exceed the 1 to 2 inches of rainfall for the next couple of days. But just want to kind of give you that broader look at things. Some leftover showers and storms, they were up there in parts of Iowa and Minnesota this morning. Well, now we've got a little bit of a outflow boundary there. You can see some of the cloud cover popping up over parts of Missouri, and I think that's why we are seeing those earlier showers right now. Overnight, mostly clear, low of 76, muggy, areas of fog expected, could be very dense in spots. If you see rain today, for the day on Tuesday, temps warming into the mid to maybe even upper 90s. Heat index tomorrow, 105 to 110. We do have that north wind about 5 to 7 miles per hour. Skies partly to mostly cloudy, and we're looking out for a few isolated showers and storms. But you see the red blinking banners. Scattered rain and storms back in the forecast Wednesday. Before we see those scattered storms popping up, I think we're going to probably see that heat index about 103 to 107. But there is good news on the 10-day. We were kind of hinting at this last week when we were forecasting, saying I think we've got a change coming, and this is an overdue change for sure. But not many people were going to complain about this when you finally get some cooler temperatures as we round out July and head into August. So that's it for Weather Extra on this Monday morning. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Stay cool the next couple of days. Be smart, drink lots of water. And again, I'm on Tennessee Valley Living at 11 with Peyton Walker and your news at noon with Gina Benitez. Thanks for your time. Stay cool. Have a great day and a great week.